Alright boys, balik lagi bersama gue Yorgan di Walkthrough Matahari Dini Hari. Dan gue kali ini akan menunjukkan sesuatu kepada kalian. Are you ready? Let's go. Jajang. Lihat siapa ini? Tahu siapa ini? Kalian tahu? Yap, si Deadpool terkepul-kepul. Kalian bener banget, karena sekarang gue sedang mengerjakan misi DLC-nya Deadpool. Jadi barusan gue udah membuka cerita DLC-nya Deadpool. Ada Venom juga, ada Morbius dan Storm. Jadi keempat-empatnya langsung kebuka sekaligus. Dan sekarang gue sedang menjalankan misi bersama si Babang Tampan Deadpool ini, si jagoan bermulut sompral, ya kan. Cuma sayangnya lagi-lagi kemarin sebenarnya sempat ngerekam, tapi lagi-lagi software rekaman gue bermasalah. Yang alih-alih rekamannya mestinya 1 jam, jadi outputnya cuma 55 menit. Nggak tahu kenapa lagi tuh. Aduh, emang dasarnya software ijo. Oke, jadi di sini kita menghadapi sekumpulan vampir ya, dimana vampir ini punya skill khusus yang agak nyebelin. Jadi setiap kali mereka nyerang itu, kartu kita bakalan kena status bleed atau berdarah. Jadi kita lihat dulu. Kita akan pakai satu kartu Deadpool. Itu kalau ada tulisan Enfuego artinya sama dengan heroism ya. Cuman itu pakai bahasa si Deadpool aja. Inilah, dia bisa counter. Biar serangan yang bisa di counter semua. Ini quick shot sama aja serangan nembak-nembak biasa. Atau mau pakai ini juga nggak apa-apa. Biar sekalian kena 2 sekaligus. Terus kita pakai yang ini. Bisa 2. Terus quick shot lagi buat nambah heroism.
Now that was something.
Habiskan. Mana nih? Nah ini nih, bisa nih. Mucho gusto. This bukan Deadpool namanya kalau nggak gokil skillnya. Oke. Ya tuh kan. Kena bleeding semua tuh. Buset, makin banyak aja. Oke, itu dia yang barusan gue jelasin, silakan dibaca. Oh, setiap kali dia kena serangan, Enfuego-nya bakal hilang 1. Enfuego artinya apa sih? Kalau yang ngerti?
No relation, as far as
Never suggest Blade is like other vampires.
oh, we met.
Waduh. Oh, kalau yang elite bisa punya blood frenzy. Gitu. Aduh, ngeselin juga nih ya vampir-vampir ini. So atuh kita langsung habisin aja deh, biar cepet nih.
I had hoped for a challenge.
KO. Lumayan tuh. Terus ini di redraw dulu. Nah ini lumayan ya. Kita pakai yang mana? Serang yang mana ya? Ini semua nyerang si Deadpool masalahnya. Yang paling jauh aja deh. Oh, ini pakai pedang. Kalau yang tadi kan pakai pistol.
Gee, I better distribute my skill points.
Satu lagi pakai granat. Ini kayaknya belum perlu ya. Di retro aja. Nah, lumayan nih pas dua musuh. Oh, udah habiskan.
I
Choose you. Jeez.
They cannot possibly
Udah
match your
selesai.
strength.
These vampires are a problem. At least we know how to handle them.
Mudah-mudahan nggak kepotong lagi ya.
Without that statue, not even a sparkly hole can cheer me up.
Is this about your very scary client again?
When he finds out how royally I botched this mission, or worse, when he finds me, I'll be...
Deader pool?
There it is! You go, new guy! And by that, I still obviously mean the new fully customizable...
Come back with us to the Abbey.
No.
The magical wards will protect you.
Hell no!
You can hide there. Help us track down Sin.
No!
Fight off the vampire infestation.
If you insist. Look, Ma, I'm gonna be DLC!
Kotak ya. Ya begitulah si Deadpool. Dia punya skill khusus yang namanya Breaking the Fourth Wall. Dia yang belum tahu, Breaking the Fourth Wall itu setiap kali si Deadpool ada di film bioskop atau game atau komik, dia pasti nyadar keberadaannya di situ. Dan dia pasti akan nyapa kita semua yang nonton dia atau lagi main gamenya dia atau baca komiknya dia. Dan kenapa cuma 2 orang? Ya emang cuma segitu aja. Nggak bisa nambah 1 orang lagi. Kan biasanya 3 orang. Yang itu cuma 2 aja. Talk to Deadpool. Jadi si Deadpool udah nyampe ke sini. Cuman yang lainnya pada nggak setuju. Karena mereka udah tahu karakter si Deadpool kayak gimana. Hey Charlie. Charlie?
Feeling good today, girl.
Kamu kangen aku, Charlie? Ya, nggak dapat apa-apa. Bentar. Mendapat cover komik baru nih. Deadpool. Oh, tuh dia tuh orangnya. Topengnya masih dipakai aja.
Blade needs some time to come around to Deadpool. Give it a few years, tops.
Dan si Wanda masih asik main piano dari kemarin. Hey
Don't
Blade,
expect me to be happy about this because I'm not.
si Blade nggak seneng ada si Deadpool. Ya sorry, dia yang mau.
Bringing Deadpool into the fray was your decision. I hope it was for the best.
Ya tenang aja.
Everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves. You can't be that bad.
Ada yang setuju, ada yang enggak.
Sin is our greatest concern, not Deadpool. I'm sure he'll fit in. I need to start watching my phrasing around him.
Kayak gimana dengan lu, Pete?
Not as awful as everyone thinks he is. We have some history.
Oke, Tony?
So, Deadpool's sticking around. Good thing we don't have an HR department.
Magic? Apa pendapat lu tentang Deadpool?
If you need me, I'll be hiding out in my room.
Dia juga nggak suka. Nico?
I don't know. A little chaos around here could be fun. Just trying to see the bright side.
Oke, Nico sepertinya nggak bermasalah.
If you'll excuse me, I need to mark my territory.
Lu kata asu.
Deadpool isn't as annoying as everyone makes him out to be, but he sure wears you down.
The more the merrier, right?
Oke, si Robby juga nggak masalah dengan Deadpool.
I
Dok.
hear we have a new housemate. I will wait to make my introductions until much later.
Oke. Jadi rata-rata semua Avenger kayaknya ada gimana gitu kalau si Deadpool ada di sini. Ya karena emang dia jago sih berantemnya, cuman mulutnya itu loh juga sompral. Sen aku dulu aja ngomong. Hey yo, what's up Deadpool? Tekepul-kepul.
Tiny Deadpools or a single giant one? Thanks, Hunter. You're literally a lifesaver. I'll just lie low until my job is done.
Does your job always require you to steal art?
That's what the client wants, sure. Most of the time it's making people sleep forever. The forbidden nap, if you will. Mercenary work is a grab bag of awful stuff, and it rules.
That kind of work sounds less than ideal.
Why? Because I unalive people on a contractual basis, and you do it for the good of humanity? The only difference between us is that I get paid. I got a lollipop as a tip once. That was sweet.
I take no joy in it.
Probably because no one's making it rain on you. Real game changer, I'm telling you.
I did not know stealing a statue would get so...
Exciting? Neither did I. That's part of the fun.
Can you tell me more about the statue?
Do I look like some sort of artsy-fartsy hipster to you?
I'm wondering why it was important to you.
Because looking at it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
You and Sin were both after the statue, so it must be valuable.
It's valuable to my client, and that's enough for me.
Your mystery client, who you will not tell me about?
Not unless I want to be on the receiving end of his punishment. Normally, I'd be into that, but he's too scary.
Scary how?
So scary that I took a magical portal to a stranger's house in order to stay away from him.
You are welcome to stay at the Abbey for as long as you need.
I'm gonna leave a Deadpool-sized impression on the couch. That's where I'm headed, unless you still want my attention.
I have questions, if you do not mind.
Sounds like somebody hasn't looked me up on the internet. Shoot.
How come I have never seen you without the mask?
It's physically glued to my face. If I try and remove it, my skin peels off like gum stuck on the bottom of a shoe.
That sounds unpleasant.
The mask helps hide what's going on under here. It ain't pretty, and I don't want to make people barf just by looking at me. That's not as fun. Or I can be honest and say there wasn't the budget for it. You pick whichever one sounds better.
I find it hard to believe you are ugly.
Hey now, I never called myself ugly. This is to protect the softies who can't handle what peak male hotness looks like.
What is your special ability? I have not seen it yet.
Just 'cause I can't shoot lasers or pick up and yeet a bus doesn't mean my power is invisible. Wait, unless I can turn invisible now. Hold on, let me try. Nope, still only got my super regeneration.
Regeneration? You are able to heal quickly?
My healing factor can basically bring me back from anything. No hand, no body, no prob. My cells are always regenerating.
That is incredible.
Makes the life of a merc a lot easier when you literally can't die. Sounds good on a business card, too.
Can you tell me more about your katanas?
Oh, the girls? I'm so glad you asked. They never get any attention. Guns are so impersonal. I like using the old hack and slash approach with these puppies.
I also use swords. Using them takes much skill and strength.
I might not look it, Hunter, but I'm as skilled as hell's swordsman. We should dance sometime.
With our swords or with each other?
Both.
Can you tell me why you are called the Merc with a Mouth?
My mouth is special, Hunter. I say all kinds of words with it. That's kind of my shtick.
I do not understand. We all have mouths. What does it mean?
It means I talk a lot, hence Merc with a mouth. I crack jokes and break the fourth wall so much that I may as well be the Kool-Aid Man.
Who were you before becoming Deadpool?
I was just a normal dude, except I had terminal cancer. Then I went through an experiment that was supposed to cure me, but surprise, it didn't. Instead of dying, I got the diagnosis of living forever because of a big oopsie done by bad people who turned Wade Wilson into this guy.
Wade Wilson?
Oops, that's me. Well, before all that crap.
It sounds like you have dealt with a lot, Wade.
Don't even think about it. I have a badass superhero name for a reason.
DLC.
Before we came to the Abbey, you said you were going to be DLC. What does that mean?
Deadpool living comfortably.
Ya Allah.
What?
What?
Kirain.
I misspoke. Talk later, Deadpool.
Stringing me along? How cruel.
Terus nah ini dia. Kartu-kartunya dia emang baru segini kali ya. Coba kita lihat kostumnya. Oh, ada lagi nih. Belilah. Ini juga. Cancel Fidelinya nyalain. Biar bajunya random, nggak usah pakai yang ini terus. Gila tuh tekstur badannya ya. Ya emang dia ini dulunya mantan pasien kanker. Terus karena eksperimennya gagal jadi ya begini kulit-kulitnya tuh. Burikan semua. Oke, ini kostum-kostum ininya. DLC-nya. Ada kostum cowboy, terus X-Force. Midnight Sun-nya belum dapat, jadi kita mesti jalanin challenge-nya dulu nih. Nyalain. Terus udah ya.
Next job I take has got to be on a boat. International water means no rules.
Hey Carol, gimana pendapat lo tentang Deadpool?
So, the team encountered some new breed vampires up close. Your thoughts?
As Nico says, I am not a fan.
Right there with you.
Sin's involvement concerns me.
Same. I'm still not clear on why some Hydra forces left with her, and others served as vampire food.
Agreed. Hydra is involved with the vampires. It is not yet clear how.
Don't worry. I'm gathering all the intel you'll need. Soon enough, we'll kick the new breed back into whatever hell they crawled out of. Anything else on your mind?
What can you tell me about this new breed?
Well, from a spotty centuries-old reference and the data we've collected, new breed vampires are basically fangs, claws, and a bottomless stomach. They live to feed. But they don't drink blood. They eat people whole.
Can they turn humans into vampires?
Well, they create new hemolisks from whatever they can't digest. Strange suggested some kind of dark magic regurgitation.
The boundaries of dark magic are ever expanding.
And gross. I won't mind if they shrink a little.
How do classic vampires differ from new breed vampires?
These Zoomer vampires are more outgoing. They hunt in packs and don't seem to care if anyone notices them. They have similar weaknesses, sunlight still kills them, but not everything lines up. No need to invite them in, they're happy to smash through the door. Oh, and while they don't turn people into vampires, they can infect classic vampires who then serve as portable hemolisks for the new breed.
What do we know about Sin?
Apparently, she's a vampire. A vamp classic, not the new breed. That was news to me. Before that, S.H.I.E.L.D. knew her as a decently competent Hydra luminary. Sin always got a ton of leeway because she's Red Skull's grandkid.
Red Skull?
The yin to Steve's yang. Founded Hydra, fought on the wrong side of World War II, and had a nasty itch for world domination.
Do you think Sin could be working for my mother?
She and Faustus used to fight like a sack of rats. Whatever her game is, Hydra as a whole doesn't seem to be a part of it.
Thanks, Carol.
Sure thing. Anything else on your mind?
Thanks, Carol.
Sure thing.
Udah, nggak ada lagi. Oke, kita pergi tidur saja. Sebelumnya gue mau ntar ganti model rambut dulu nggak sih? Ini gue lebih suka ini nih. Dah yuk, pergi tidur. Pagi, Steve. Ya, si Deadpool masih di situ. Kenapa, Steve?
Hey, can I ask a favor?
Yes. Yang inilah.
Thanks, Hunter.
If you're bored, we can have a sword measuring contest.
Did you sleep well?
Oh, sure. I can pass out just about anywhere.
Well, I hope the Abbey starts to feel like home for you soon.
You know what they say, home is where the unresolved childhood trauma is. I'm sure you've got plenty of that.
Everyone has scars from their youth. I am no different.
Being here doesn't cause you to, I don't know, dissociate?
What is that?
When you take a break from reality and shut the brain off. You should try it sometime.
No. Despite some unpleasant memories, I am still quite fond of the Abbey.
Ooh, someone should really write a case study about you. Don't worry about me, I love weird. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to explore all of the Abbey's nooks and crannies in great detail.
Oke. Tuh, friendship-nya kita sama dia naik. Habis itu kita ke nih, sparring. Sparring sama siapa ya? Nah, ini nih sama Deadpool aja kan. Mumpung dia 0. Yeah. Legendary combat bonus tuh.
Peace.
Peace. Ya, silakan dibaca sendiri. Dan ada SMS dari Nico. Oke, jadi si Nico ini ceritanya mau ngasih kejutan lah buat si Illyana, karena sebentar lagi si Illyana bakal ulang tahun. Nah, dia ngajakin kita buat narik-narikin anggota Matahari yang lain buat ikut rencananya si Nico. Nah, gue udah berhasil ngajak si Robby. Sekarang dia minta kita buat ngajakin si Blade. Oke, kita bakal ajak ngobrol si Blade. Lah, kemana dia? Tadi di sini. Ngilang aja tuh orang. Blade? Mana si Blade? Oh, dia masih di sini. Mana dia? Oh, tuh dia lagi latihan ternyata. Blade, bentar. Hey, bisa ngobrol sebentar nggak?
Blade, can we speak in private?
Is it about the chore wheel? Because I'm not swapping.
No, it is not about that.
Good. Everyone knows how I feel about dish duty.
Nico needs help prepping for Magic's surprise party.
No. Hell no.
I thought you were close with Magic.
I am. That's why I won't do it. I told Nico, and I'll tell you. Magic skims the last chapter of a mystery before starting the book. The woman does not like surprises.
Do you know why she dislikes surprises?
Does she need a reason? That's how she is.
Sounds like she would want to know about the party.
Might not go over well with Nico, but Magic would appreciate it. That's your call.
Well, is there anyone else who could help prep for the party?
Outside the Midnight Suns, that Parker kid has way too much energy. May as well put it to good use.
Thanks, Blade.
For what? Kid's annoying. You'd be doing me a favor by keeping him off my back. Do half vampires need sunblock? Can your fangs drain a cream-filled cake? If we bite each other, would we have the same powers? It never ends.
Si Blade nggak setuju buat ikutan rencananya si Nico karena menurut dia si Magic ini nggak suka kejutan. Aduh, kita bilang ke Magic nggak ya? Kalau bilang ke Magic, entah si Nico yang baper.
I just hope this is what you were expecting, Hunter.
Oke, research kita udah selesai.
Found another artifact, Hunter? To be fair, it does look interesting, at least.
So, how's the whole saving the world thing going? You're welcome, Hunter. Big Tony's fortune
Oh,
mystery.
nih dapat kartu baru dari si Deadpool. Nah, ambilan nih semuanya nih. Ada research lagi. Lihat dulu, mystical healing. Oh, ini bisa buat nyembuhin luka. Terus ini high tech, oh buat kostum kita. Bufisanti. Ini dulu lah.
Find more coil, send it my way.
Nah, kita gantiin dulu nih kartunya si Deadpool. Edit deck. Terus ini satu aja kita ganti dengan Magdam. Terus ini kita ganti dengan Headshot. Ini kita salvage saja. Ini juga. Sip.
Hydra thinks they're so clever. Just imagine if they actually were. We might be in trouble.
Oh, kita bisa ngobrol ke Illyana. Tapi tunggu dulu. Jangan ke dia dulu. Kita mesti ngobrol ke si Peter dulu. Apakah nanti dia mau ikutan rencananya Nico atau enggak? Dia di mana sih? Oh, di lapangan. Hey Pete.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
Do you have time to speak in private?
Are you firing me? Am I getting fired?
No. Why would you ask that?
I don't know, I panicked. Sure, let's talk.
Nico needs help prepping for Magic's surprise party.
Really? She asked for me?
Bohong nggak ya? Netral aja deh.
Her hands are full, so I am delegating.
Sure. I'm the new guy, I get it. How can I pitch in?
She needs help decorating the party room.
I can tape balloons to the ceiling while standing on it. I am so in.
Sip, si Peter akhirnya mau ikutan buat bantu-bantu ngedekor. Terus, nah ini kita langsung ngomong ke si Magic.
Hunter?
Ya.
We need to talk.
Oh.
Yes?
Kasih tahu nggak ya? Kasih tahu nggak ya? Iya, bingung nih. Aduh, pilihan moral nih. Kasih tahu lah.
We should speak in private.
Just what I need. Intrigue. Lead the way.
Nico is planning to throw you a surprise birthday party.
And why do you tell me this?
Nggak, jangan dibercandain lah. You deserve to know.
I heard you hate surprises. I figured you would want to know.
Thank you for revealing this to me. Did she say how many people?
Just the Midnight Suns. Also Spider-Man.
Small crowd.
What now?
What else? I survived the party.
Oke, kita akhirnya memilih untuk kasih tahu si Magic kalau nanti dia bakal dikasih kejutan. Padahal aslinya dia katanya nggak suka kejutan. Oke, kita jalankan misi aja. Ada misi apa lagi nih? Oke, ini misinya si Kapten udah kebuka. Tapi ada misi si Morbius juga. Udah kebuka nih misi si Morbius. Di sini ada apa nih? Oh enggak, ini submission biasa. Jadi kita akan langsung ke story mission aja. Ya nggak apa-apa, sekalian kita nanti bisa tes skillnya si Deadpool.
There it is again. That strange gamma energy signature. The green numbers, as Bruce says. The Hydra tech we found is saturated with the same fluorescence.
And what does Dr. Banner have to say about that?
Can't get an answer from him. He's gone off the grid. AWOL. Happens sometimes when he's working something out.
What kind of something?
The really big kind.
Then what now?
We find ourselves another doctor who specializes in creepy gamma science. Just so happens I know of one who recently opened up shop in the area. Of course, he's barking mad.
Faustus.
One and the same.
Well, I suppose you two do have some catching up to do.
Oh, you know, Hydra secrets, dastardly plans, the odd bomb launched in my face.
How soon before we begin the hunt?
Based on the intel we've recovered? Now.
Let's go, kita tambah satu orang lagi. Tuh, kita dapat bonus invigorated.
My old buddy, Dr. Faustus. He'll be thrilled to see us.
It is not hard to detect the sarcasm in your voice.
You think this Dr. Faustus can check out this mole on my head?
You'll be heading into New York near the harbor. Faustus is overseeing Hydra operations in the area. There must be something important down there if he's shown up personally. Stay focused and try and keep a low profile. If you think Lilith's forces are corrupted, you don't want to meet the Port Authority.
Careful. She will no doubt be very temperamental after such a long journey. There. My beautiful, terrible girl. You'll be free of confinement soon enough. Pray to unleash Mother's righteous fury upon her enemies. The weak, the ignorant, the unworthy. My point exactly.
Well, that certainly looks familiar.
Dark magic. I can feel it, just like before.
Plus, he's boosted the Gamma signature. Must be the new and improved Extra Evil model.
Ah yes, coming soon to a deserted dock near you.
So glad you discovered television.
Whatever this thing is, it's clearly important to Faustus.
And Lilith.
Which means it's worth a closer look.
Way ahead of you there.
We've seen what those charges are capable of. Don't get cocky just because you've got Captain Marvel to fall back on.
No, no, please. Come, examine the device closely. I think you'll find it's not so easy to dismiss this time around.
Really wish we could get this clown off our comms.
I'm sure Mr. Stark will get around to it eventually.
Let's do it!
Now that was something. I am impressed.
Let me give you a hand. Bring it.
With extreme...
No deviations from the plan.
Sakit. Gak apa-apa. Sakit tuh.
I could have made that so
Lagi?
much worse.
Oh, ini sniper nih. Hati-hati. Dia bisa ngilang lagi. Nyebelin.
Once my device disintegrates, the great Captain Marvel, the others will have no choice but to listen. Even that fool Crossbones will be forced to acknowledge my greatness. Mother will be so pleased when I deliver her your ashes.
Not as happy as I'll be when I deliver my fist to your face.
Can you feel the love?
The advantage is mine.
Bad luck for you, friendo!
Interesting.
Aduh. Pada berjarak semua sih. Nggak usah. Apa-apa, counter. Mati.
Ouch! More goons? Oh, you shouldn't have! Really?
My role as your mother's herald was foretold in the sacred pages of the Darkhold. As was your return. Your very life was laid before me, as were the traitorous actions of the one you misguidedly call caretaker. Your true destiny, Hunter? Do you not wish to know? I can show you this.
And I can show you the true meaning of hell, parasite.
Such strong words for a champion of the light. No wonder.
Done.
It's too easy. No more time to waste. Let us go.
Even you must have detected the latest modifications to my device, Captain Marvel. I'm afraid you'll find her energy is not so easily absorbed this time. No! Please! You cannot fail me!
Obi-Wan. One.
Others will be done.
Typical.
For Hydra.
Oke, tujuan kita di sini adalah menangkap si Dr. Faustus yang dilindungi sama penjaganya tuh, yang pakai tameng. Kita mesti nyingkirin dia dulu tuh sebelum bisa nangkap si Faustus.
I'm glad they're feeling confident.
Aduh, belum bisa. Ini dulu deh. Deadpool suruh minggir dulu nih.
Mama said knock you out.
Ready up.
Boom, sakalaka.
Hydra's in control of the situation.
Ya, hilang. Nggak bisa counter lagi dia. Aduh, ini nyebelin tuh skillnya. Bikin keblinger aja. Nah, hati-hati dia kabur. Oh shit, apa yang dia itu nih? Ini nih.
Great speeches, no musings from the Dark Book. Is the great Dr. Faustus at a loss for words?
Guessing the Darkhold doesn't have any spells for boosting your cardio. Let's grab this turkey before he makes it to the transport. So that's how that works.
Nih. Hancur tamengnya. Nah, ini langsung tangkap nih. Bisa kan? Yes. Tangkep. Dan oh enggak, mesti kalahin mereka lagi. Kirain udah selesai. Ya, kartu kita ternyata habis semua. Gak bisa diapa-apain lagi. Udah. Boom. Ini mumpung pada bergerombol nih. Ntar ini bisa didorong ke aduh. Aduh.
I have to admire your persistence.
Ya, ngeselin nih. Oh, dia mau bunuh diri. Nggak bisa.
My adjustments should have tripled the disruptor's yield. The next time you will not be so fortunate.
Aw, it's almost cute how you think there'll be a next time.
Jatuh, jatuh. Ya. Yes, please. Mana yang bisa di-KO nih? Ini? Bukan.
Now they're really in trouble. I have your back.
Deadpool dipindahin ke di sini aja nih. Boom. Makanya adik-adik jangan berdiri dekat pom bensin, bahaya. Kalau ketembak meledak ya. Jangan sampai besok nih saya baca koran halaman depan ada berita seorang bocah main-main api di dekat pom bensin gara-gara menonton videonya Jurgen main Matahari dini hari, aduh. Udah. Aduh. Oh, untung ada counter. Nggak masalah, kan ada counter. Dianya juga bentar lagi sekarat sih, si Captain Marvel. Dia juga udah counter si Hunter. Aduh, lupa diganti lagi nih kekuatannya. Ini deh. Diikat dulu. Captain Marvel di healing dulu nih.
Sorry, baby. It's not you, it's me.
Counter lagi. Jatuh. Counter lagi. Berarti tinggal sisa lo ya. Yes.
Why isn't my transport ready? I said now, damn you!
Do I need to spell it out for you? You're finished. Even your own troops can take the hint.
Done.
You had my complete confidence.
We've done it. Excellent work.
No! I'm still here, you idiots!
Truly not your day, is it?
You think you scare me? I, who serves at the right hand of the Demon Mother, who hears the whispers of the Dark God Chthon, who was chosen to learn his secrets in the one true tome of creation. Do you really think I could be afraid of you?
Yeah.
What? What? You want to know?
Everything.
Crossbones. Hydra's Black Ops Division. You should see the file Steve's got on the guy.
Faustus must have outlived his usefulness to Hydra. And sadly, us.
Perhaps not. If decades of fighting the undead have taught me one thing, there's always an answer. Provided you dig deep enough.
Nice. Let's get that back to the Abbey. Only maybe wipe it down with a napkin first.
Oke, dan ya cuma satu. Oke, itu ada si Nico. Kita ngobrol dulu deh. Habis ini gua akan sudahi episode hari ini dulu.
Yes, hello.
Let me guess. Could not sleep? Starting to become a common theme here.
It was not always the case. The Abbey was once a different place. I was happy here once.
Now that is something I would like to see.
I suppose I have earned that. I have been extra me lately, as Nico says. It is just that for so many nights now, every time I close my eyes, all I see is Wanda, drowning within darkness, calling to me. I do not think I will ever sleep again. Not until we find her.
Yang jelas bukan yang light. Pasti yang dark.
Lately, I have come to believe there are no such things as mere dreams.
I knew you would
Yes,
understand.
kan nambah.
What do you think Wanda is trying to say to you?
That she's still alive, waiting for us to pull her from your mother's arms, bring her back into the light. Like me, you also have a connection to the darkness, Hunter. Don't you also hear it calling out to you in your dreams sometimes? Whispering secret things, dark things.
Yes. My mother. She visits me in my dreams.
I know. I have heard you call to her in your sleep. I simply did not expect you to be so honest.
I know she is trying to manipulate me, but there are times when I feel a longing within her emptiness that is difficult to ignore.
The others would not understand. Do not worry. Your secret is safe with me. Well, I guess I should get back to not sleeping and let you get some rest. Sweet dreams, Hunter.
Ya, Sweet Dreams tuh magic. Kayak tuh kita bisa ngobrol sama siapa tuh? Nico ya. Tapi entar dulu, karena gua akan menyudahi waktu gua hari ini. Terima kasih buat kalian semua yang sudah menonton video gue dan yang ngasih jempol juga ke video gue ini. Semoga kalian terhibur dengan waktu gue kali ini. Jangan lupa like, comment, share, dan subscribe buat yang lain. Sebarin video ini ke teman-teman lo yang lain. Semoga makin banyak yang nonton dan makin banyak juga yang subscribe video gue biar makin laris channel YouTube gue. Gue Jurgen, sampai jumpa lagi di waktu matahari dini hari selanjutnya. Skol. Selamat beristirahat.